cheers. If I could touch, I would like tick 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 to your nose with my glass. I was actually going to film a magical roleplay. It's been forever since I've made a magical roleplay, and it's going to be a really good one, so stay tuned for that. And I thought I'll tell you a story that will really cheer you up if you're feeling down. Because recently in my videos, if you're following me, you will notice a new guest has been making appearances, and that guest's name is Muly. That's right. A person who never really liked dogs, who never wanted to have a dog, even as a child, have adopted a second dog. Nobody believes it. None of the family members, relatives, friends, nobody believes that we have a second dog. And the story is quite dramatic, so grab your cherry juice, grab your wine, tea, coffee, water, I don't know, maybe a sandwich, whatever you want. Sit comfortably and listen to this story. Or lie down and listen to it, but I would rather watch it if I were you, because I will insert some pictures and videos. So about a year after adopting Lady, my first dog, my sister was browsing through her Facebook, and one of her friends had shared a picture of a little puppy. So that puppy, the story was that that puppy was brought and left at night outside, and she was crying really loudly. The dog was really cute, really lovely, and so adorable. And it's sad that the girl who had rescued this dog couldn't keep her, and they were looking for someone to take care of this dog. I said, "Oh, she's so lovely. I wish we could adopt her, but our dog hates dogs. Like Lady, she cannot stand dogs. Like, I don't know if she knows she's a dog, actually. I think she doesn't know she's a dog. She didn't like dogs at all." And I was like, I wish we could take this dog, but we can't because our dog hates dogs, basically. And then the next day, I was sleeping. It was morning. The story is a lot of drama, you know. It really... Okay, just listen. So the next day, I was sleeping in my bed in the morning. My sister comes into my bedroom and she's like, "I showed mommy the pictures and she really liked this, and she said she will keep her. She wants to keep this puppy." My mom and keeping a puppy are like antonyms. My mom never let us have pets, okay? So I was like, mom and puppy, although my mom adores Lady. But I didn't believe that she would like take a dog. And so I was like, oh, good, yeah. And kept on sleeping. So before I knew it, my sister, I realized she's like calling this organization. I was still in bed, calling this organization and asking about this puppy. So she learned that this puppy was not with the girl who had rescued her anymore. She was in another family that agreed to take care of her, temporarily, before they find someone who will take care of this dog, like who will like adopt this dog, basically. I think it was the next day in the afternoon. I was like, if we're taking this dog, let's go and take her. That's it. We should just go and bring this dog home. I don't know, it was just some force from above that would like control me, I guess, because I keep delaying things, like postponing and delaying. I'm the queen of delays, and postponing things. And I kind of felt like, if we're taking this dog, we're taking this dog. And so my sister called. That family didn't want to give this dog, but they said they couldn't keep her forever. So it was like, so we called a taxi. We took a taxi and went to the address that was told to us. It was a very hot day and I was not feeling very well. So I don't know how was I not feeling very well, and still I was like, no, let's go get this dog. So when we arrived, the girl who was supposed to meet us was very late, and then she appeared. And anyways, and she was like, follow me. So we followed her into some narrow little streets and buildings and yards. And finally we saw a man and a little child. And in the arms of this child was a small puppy. It was the cutest thing. And so immediately when I saw the dog, I was like, and this girl told us, like, our sister, who is 7 years old, is the main caretaker of this dog. So please don't tell her that you're taking this dog forever. We've told her that you're doctors. Okay, I said, okay. So we said we're doctors to this kid. I said, I need to hold her. And I had taken a towel with me. And I took Muly in my towel. And she was so lightweight. So lightweight. She was so cute. So we called another taxi. And the taxi driver was so dirty and just a really bad taxi driver. And he was like, this dog, you want to take this dog into my car? At least put her in something. And I was like, this dog is cleaner. Must have been cleaner when she was left in the street than you and your car together. Oh. And I had taken a towel with me anyway, so I took her, and there is a video of me holding Muly because I was the first one to hold her. And I got her and we got into the taxi. Muly didn't cry, which was the first, I think, warning sign. You know, when you take a puppy from someone they've been with and had good time with for days, they should react somehow. Muly didn't react at all. Like, she didn't make a sound. So she was like in my arms, really, you know, very calm, very silent, her eyes half open. And I remember my sister looking at us and saying, Anna, we cannot keep her. She has a big head. She will grow more than lady and we will not be able to keep her. She's like, she has a big head. And I was like, well, really? She doesn't have a big head. But I also noticed that her head was larger than lady's head was. And so we basically drove to our place. And now we're thinking, okay, so my mom isn't there. How should we introduce this little puppy to lady? How? And by the time we reached home, I already felt so sick, you guys. I had a headache. My head was just like something was pumping in my head. Someone was knocking, you know, on my forehead and my eyes. And we had read before that you should first introduce dogs on a neutral territory. So don't bring the new dog in, so that together the dogs walk home as friends. So my sister went up and brought Lady. Lady was so excited to see me. She started jumping, but as soon as she noticed that I had another puppy in my arm, she stopped jumping. And I could see her mood was down. She didn't like Muly at all. We went and sat on a branch, and the lady loves ice cream. So we thought, okay, we'll buy lady some ice cream. I know, guys, it's not good for dogs to have ice cream, but I thought like a little treat will help them, will help lady to have good associations with Muly, with this puppy. So we bought an ice cream. Lady didn't eat the ice cream at all. She was like, so we're like, okay, let's go home. So waited for my mom and went home together as a happy family. Muly was, as soon, we went up, and as soon as we put Muly down on the floor, literally she made 2 steps and fell. I was like, what's wrong with this dog? She stood up, another 2 steps and fell. We put her up, another 2 steps, and she falls. And I was like, this dog is sick. They lied to us saying this dog is healthy. Like, this dog can't walk. It turned out that she was hungry, and she also had diarrhea. So we fed her. She would eat, like, I don't know, she would like attack the food. And so she ate and ate and ate and ate. In one day only, she gained 400 grams. I don't know how many ounces is that, but 400 grams is a lot. It's almost half a kilo, actually. So she was starving, and I think that force that told me, no, let's go and get this dog now. Even though my sister was doubtful about getting her, she was doubtful. And I was the one who said, no, we're going to get her. And so if we were late for one day, Muly would be no more. She was so weak, suffered diarrhea, couldn't walk. Very terrible condition, so weak. Poor, like, couldn't make a sound. When Muly ate her first meal, she fell asleep, of course. And we started loving her and caressing her and telling, lady, do you like her? Look what a beautiful dog this dog is. And lady absolutely didn't like Muly. Like, she was just not feeling Muly at all. First, we named Muly Reka, but that name didn't stick to her. Then, Reka is my favorite actress, that's why. We actually had named Lady Reka too first, but that name didn't stick to her. Then we called her Simba. Then we called her Samba. And then I suggested that we called her Mulan. And Mulan seemed to actually really match her, because she became crazy the next day already, and she was super active. And that dog who was weak and tired and sick had disappeared. Now Muly was active, like a little warrior, and playing, and she was the cutest thing in the world. And then we ended up calling her basically Muly. Not Molly, not Mulan, Muly. So the first day, lady was fine with Muly, because Muly was weak and couldn't approach lady. The second day, she was semi-fine, because Muly was still sleeping the most of the day, and we placed her in a big bowl, green bowl, so that when she wakes up, she can't actually come out of that bowl, but she would come out of that bowl, so that she wouldn't bother lady. Then my mom left, and me and my sister were left alone with Muly, who was now super active, like that dog who couldn't walk was now a monster. She was very active. Like, we couldn't take pictures of her this organization people were like, please take a picture of her, and we couldn't take a picture because she was moving all the time. We could only take pictures of her when she was sleeping. So all the pictures that we'd sent to this organization were of Muly asleep, basically asleep. Then my mom went home. Muly was fully recovered and stayed with us, with me, my sister, and Lady, and the nightmare began. And the nightmare began. It was one of the hardest and most exhausting weeks of my life. So Muly became super active. And the Lady started getting scared of her. I guess Lady just hated her. Anything that Muly touched, Lady would just smell, and I think she felt disgusted. And she wouldn't come down from her place next to the window. Like, our home is that we have a sofa, our living room. We have a sofa in our living room, and then there's this stand by the window. Lady wouldn't come down even when we offered her treats. We would offer her just meat, bacon, ice cream, whatever. Nothing. She would just not come down. She would not drink. She was not eating. It was terrible. It was so bad that already the first day we called that organization. We said we can't keep Muly because our dog doesn't eat, doesn't drink, doesn't do anything at all. Like, she doesn't let us kiss her, hug her, caress her. So at the organization, they were like, wait for a day, it will become better. The second day, worse. It was awful. I have some pictures of Lady on the sofa when she would come down on the sofa, and yet when Muly would approach, she would just hide behind the pillows, and she just hated Muly. We were trying to put like treats on the sofa so that a Lady would come and get those treats, so she would come close to Muly. And this poor Muly, she was so small, she couldn't get in on the sofa to eat these treats. Lady, no. Now I watch these videos and I'm like, Muly is so poor because we wouldn't give these treats to her, but we're like, please, Lady, come eat, and Lady wouldn't. It was a torture, guys. Every single day we're calling this organization, we're saying we can't keep Muly. It's a nightmare. Our dog doesn't drink, doesn't eat, doesn't do anything. The only time Lady came down on the floor, there were 2 such times during the entire week. Muly noticed that Lady was on the floor while Muly was asleep. Then Muly woke up, ran towards Lady, and Lady ran up on the sofa and to her window. It's terrible, awful. Then we thought, we can't do this. How long can this go on? We have to bring Lady down, and so we moved her into another room where there was no place to go up and away from Muly. So we went to our filming room. When Lady was approached by Muly and Lady had nowhere to jump or go, it was so scary, guys. She would do she was so scary. And Muly, she was fearless. She was just fearless. Lady would be like, ee! And Muly would still approach her. Run away, walk a little in the room, approach Lady. Run away, walk a little in the room, approach Lady. Then Lady went in under the bed where she really likes to sleep. And we're trying to keep Muly away because we also read that don't let the new dog bother the bigger dog too much. And Muly would like, once we couldn't hold her and she went under that bed. The noises that came, me and my sister just looked at each other like, what is going to happen? Well, because the way our bed is, we can't see underneath like what's happening, you know. And then something like that happened, and then lady came out, and then Muly came out. It was a nightmare. We would literally sit with them in one room doing literally nothing for hours so that they would get along, and they wouldn't get along. We realized we cannot keep her because our dog hates her, and most likely we can't keep her, so we needed to find people who will actually take her because the organization didn't want to take her. And they requested pictures of Muly. Pictures of Muly. Muly looked so angry on these pictures that nobody took her, guys. We tried to make her look really cute and put a pink ribbon on her neck, like tied a beautiful pink ribbon on her neck, and she was like this. Looked so angry and so cute and so cute. We sent these pictures to that organization so that they would post them on their page. They chose to post only one where she didn't look angry. And yeah, above all that, every time we took Muly out with Lady, she would shout and cry in the street. Just shout and cry. She would just not keep calm. As soon as we would go in the street, she would shout and calm. Whether we kept her on our arms or put her on, you know, the ground, she would literally hold her mouth like that, like stop. It was terrible. Everyone in the street, everyone would look at us, would like turn and look at us. What's happening? Are you torturing this puppy? She was just, oh, terrible. And I literally was so exhausted. It was the most exhausting week, one of the most exhausting weeks of my life. I literally had no energy. By the end of the week, I couldn't even make myself get out of bed. And at the same time, there were two people who actually responded to the picture of Muly that we had sent to this organization, wanted to take her. But at the same time, like, she was torturing us so much. But at the same time, we didn't give her to these people because with the first girl, when we tried to learn more about her, she had adopted one dog a year ago, and then we saw she had pictures and stories with her, and suddenly there were no posts with that dog. We learned that the dog had died of some infection because the girl was told that the dog had been vaccinated, but the dog hadn't been vaccinated, it turned out. I was like, I'm not giving Muly to this girl. I don't know if it's her fault, not fault. I'm not giving Muly to this girl. Then another man wrote to us. Looked like a nice family with a little kid. But again, didn't give Muly to them too. So even though we were like being tortured, we were also not giving Muly to these other people. And on the last day, on the 7th day, when we came back from walking Lady and Muly and this hysteria in the street, we literally came home and we cried, and we called the organization and said, we can't, impossible. She doesn't behave in the street, like something is wrong with this dog. So they said, okay, we will come and take her in the evening. So a time was appointed, and we decided, yes, okay. So after that call, I went to the bathroom, and I was so tired, I literally sat on the floor, and Muly entered the bathroom, and then she sat there, and she was like doesn't know what's going on around. I just looked at her, I'm like, you don't know what is going around, like we're giving you away. And then I went into the room and I'm like, maybe we shouldn't give her away. And my sister looked at me crazy. And I said, Mom wanted to keep her, so Mom should have her until we find her people who will take great care of her. I said, let's do at least that. So I called my mom, like, you gotta take her. So we called the organization back and said that they shouldn't come. And the next day, my mom came. My sister took Muly in her arms and went down. Muly was silent, and that was so touching, as if she knew she had done something wrong and we were giving her away. When I was in the balcony when she handed the dog to my mom, and Muly started crying. The car left. Shoshana came up and she started crying, and I started crying too. This is so much drama, guys. And Shoshana was like, she was so silent and holding up to my hand as if like, she's like, please don't give me away. During the time that Muly stayed with my mom, another family appeared that wanted to take her. It was a mom with, I think, 2 boys or 1 boy, and a grandmother. They seemed like a normal family. But luckily, we got COVID, you guys. We got COVID. That's when we got COVID. I tested positive for COVID, and so we couldn't meet that family. So 2 weeks later, my mom was like, I'm not giving Muly away. And during these 2 weeks, my mom would call us and say, Muly has grown so much, Muly has grown so much, Muly has grown so much. And we wouldn't believe it. But when we saw Muly after 2 or 3 weeks, actually, 3 weeks, she had grown so much. And as soon as she saw me, she had been with us only for 7 days. And she had been away for 3 weeks. As soon as she saw us, she literally jumped on me. She jumped on me, started licking my face. She had grown so much. It was out of question. We were not giving her away anymore. I remember we even called my mom and I said, she's gonna grow more than Lady because she's very little, but she's already as big as Lady. Mom was like, I'm keeping her. And she was the most misbehaved dog. She would take the toilet paper and run it across the house. She spoiled so many toilet papers. She would take every piece of handkerchief and paper, eat, shoes. She spoiled so many shoes, guys. She would steal my mom's food, because like when my mom would put like food on a table to cook, she would come and steal food and go and eat. She was so misbehaved. She's still misbehaved, but she was very misbehaved. It's so cute. The first time we took her to the vet, everyone kissed her. Like every vet was kissing her. And at the time I thought, ew, like you don't know this dog. Like, how are you kissing my dog? Everyone would kiss her on the nose. And they gave her a passport for free. Muly got her passport for free because this vet was holding her, and she was like, I have forgotten, what have I got to do? I have forgotten, you make me forget my job. You're so cute. Like, they were hugging her, kissing her. They took pictures. The whole clinic was around Muly, just Muly, Muly, Muly. I'd never seen anything like that. The next time we went with ladies, they remembered that we had come with Muly, and that we have 2 dogs that we have adopted, and gave us a big discount also. So now Muly has been with us for, I think, 8 months or so. 8 more months going to 9, or 8 months. No, she's been with us for 8 months. Yeah, I think. And oh my God, she's grown so much. She is twice as big as Lady, and she's the cutest thing in the world. And of course, I cannot imagine giving her away. And every time that I look at her, I'm thinking, oh my God, like, oh my God, if we went one day later, Muly would be no more. And it was so good that I insisted us going there and taking from the terrible family. By the way, when we saw these people, and the sister, the big sister, I asked her younger sister whether Muly had eaten that day. She had fed the dog. She said, no, I forgot. It was already 4 o'clock. It was terrible. And now she's like happy on the couches, in my bed, eating whatever she wants, playing with Lady. Oh, how she got along with Lady. So the first time they met after the break, we took them on a walk, and it was fine. They were fine together. Lady was still on the sofa and didn't like coming down. But then one time I took Lady's toy and started playing with Lady and Muly at the same time, so they played a little bit. And then my mom and my sister went to a shop, and I was at home with these 2 dogs. They started playing together. And I filmed it as they were lying together under the table and then on the sofa. I will put those pictures and the footage in this video. They were so amazing and so lovely and just absolutely fantastic. And I'm so happy that now they play together and they're 2 happy dogs. Lady still hates other dogs, and when other dogs bark on her or try to approach her when we're walking them, Muly always protects her and barks back. So there are 2 really happy dogs, and I'm so happy that we've been able to give happiness to these 2 amazing and fantastic dogs. So I guess I'm the only person in the world who's happy to get COVID, because we got COVID and the whole thing was postponed, and Muly stayed with us. God sent us COVID so that we keep Muly. She's the cutest thing in the world, just the cutest, my treasure. And she's so very kind. She's lovely and very misbehaved. This video has been going on for 50 minutes, I think. For so long and so chaotic. But it was a journey, guys. It was a journey. But it's a journey that led to big happiness. And if you're thinking about whether to get a puppy or not, think well, because they take a lot of time, a lot of finances, also a lot of patience. I know a girl who has gotten a puppy, and she's like complaining all the time that her puppies misbehave, this and that. All puppies, or most puppies, are, I don't know, my puppies are misbehaved. So if you don't have that patience to be still kind to your dog, even when they misbehave, don't take a dog. I wish you all a lot of happiness, a lot of goodness in your life. I must be the only person who is very happy to have gotten COVID, because I got COVID and that helped me to keep Muly, because there was this 3 weeks that we couldn't go out and meet anyone. Although maybe actually we wouldn't keep her away even without COVID. And I guess I wish you all good night and healthy deep sleep and a lot of positive creatures in your life in the form of humans or animals. Bye bye.